Hi and welcome to this first impressions video of the LG 34WK95U ultra-wide monitor. This monitor is 5120 by 2160 pixels, so it's 5K on the width, but it's 2K or the same resolution as a 4K monitor on the vertical, so on the height. Sounds a bit confusing, but really it's quite straightforward. What they're really doing is giving you an extra 1280 pixels of screen real estate on the width compared to a 4K monitor or compared to an Ultra HD monitor officially. So that is quite a considerable amount of extra screen real estate to work with. It's pretty good. It's probably a lot shorter than you imagine because the screen size is 34 inches, but because of the large amount of width it has to take into account, it kind of pulls in the height. So it's not as high as you might think, which means that the DPI, the pixel density, is higher than probably most 4K monitors. It comes in around 164 ppi. It's a nano IPS display, which is just basically an IPS display, I think. LG, I'm sure they have some marketing stuff around it which claims it's really good and so much better than every other IPS display, but I'm just going to say it's an IPS display. And it is HDR, and it has a really rather nice brightness to it. Compared to other IPS displays that I've used, it does seem to be pretty damn bright and good contrast on it and good blacks on it. So that's nice to see. You do get the same sort of sheen to one side on this monitor as you do with many IPS displays. As you move over to one side, the color consistency remains the same, but you do get a sort of sheen because of the backlight. That's just something that you have to deal with an IPS display. So let's talk about who this monitor is aimed at. Or maybe more importantly, who it's not aimed at. This is not a monitor for gamers, okay? If you're a gamer out there and you're looking for something new, don't buy this monitor. It's a 60 Hz refresh rate maximum. I think any gamer out there will probably agree that you should down your resolution, in fact, which allows you to get higher frames per second, but also means you can get monitors that have refresh rates of 120 Hz and higher. Much more important for gaming. This is a monitor that's aimed at creative professionals, probably people that are going to be making money as well from the work they're doing, hence the word professionals, because this carries a price tag of about £1,500, this monitor. It isn't cheap, but the color accuracy of the panel is extremely good. It's 98% of DCI-P3 and, well, probably 100% of sRGB, I would have thought. So as far as color gamuts are concerned, this has got you covered. You're going to have a huge amount of color accuracy with this monitor, particularly as you can hardware calibrate it. So you can shove a USB plug a cable into the back, use their True Color software, and physically send the LUT to the monitor rather than having to use a bit of software on your PC to set up all your color management and color side of things. It is programmed into the monitor itself, and I love that, as I love that about my previous LG monitor. So it's the same on this one, and it works just great. As far as negative reviews are concerned, if you looked out there and you've considered buying this monitor, it's probably the reason you're watching this video now, then you've probably seen a lot of negativity out there about it. You know, it doesn't come in with 5-star reviews, and there are probably a couple of reasons for that, and I'll just cover those now to maybe put your mind at rest. I'm a PC user, and I am using this as my main desktop monitor. The negativity is coming from Mac users, MacBook users, primarily MacBook Pro users, who are wanting to connect this monitor up. It was meant to do it, and LG have either rushed it to market, not being able to do it. Whatever the reason, it is going to require either a firmware upgrade or it's never going to work. I'm not too sure which at this point in time, but either way, they've messed something up, which means you can't connect your MacBook to this monitor, which admittedly is a massive mess up. It's a massive mess up by LG, and they should have sorted this out, but for me, I don't care. It works perfectly for me. I'm connecting it up with DisplayPort, and it works absolutely fine. So if you are a PC user like me and you're going to be using it as your main desktop monitor, there really isn't that much negative around about that. You know, all these 3-star reviews, all these 2-star reviews are mainly because of that issue. One other thing that I would say is build quality on it is really poor. For £1,500, you would expect a monitor that's nicely made. It's not falling to pieces, and it doesn't feel like garbage. I'm not saying that, but every corner that could be cut has been cut here as far as build quality is concerned. Plastics have been put in place everywhere where they possibly can be. And as far as I see it, while people like me, idiots like me, are willing to pay the money, why wouldn't they do that? You know, the monitor looks fantastic. It looks like a really nice piece of tech on your desktop. And I actually don't mind because I don't move my monitor anywhere. I don't need it to be amazing build quality. It just sits there. And it sits there fine whether it's plastic or it sits there fine whether it's metal. I can't see the back of the monitor anyway where I've got it. It just doesn't matter. The stand, the base of the stand is metal. The center strut of the stand is metal, but the actual coating of the stand is plastic. But you do sort of look at it, when you get out of the box, you like to have that out-of-box experience that makes you sort of think, oh, this is really nice, particularly when you've spent £1,500 on something. You're not going to get that with this monitor, but if you can just ignore that and actually use it as a monitor, you've got yourself an extremely accurate and really nice panel to use. The extra resolution is really handy. I mean, it's so nice going into bits of software now and just having, you know, on the timeline in Premiere, you've just got that extra width. It's a 5K across on the width is a really nice amount of, it's a really good amount of pixels. So it's quite a step up from 3840. I was previously using a DCI monitor, so 4096. And didn't want to step down to the most common type of panel that's available today, which is, of course, UHD 3840 by 2160. So I stepped up instead to 5120 by 2160. So yeah, the build quality, not fantastic. Display, the colors, great brightness for an IPS panel. Best I've ever seen on an IPS panel, no question. Contrast is the best I've ever seen for an IPS panel. Hardware calibration is great. I honestly don't have anything particularly bad to say about it. Sure, I've said some bad stuff in that review there and that first impressions, but I honestly don't mind about it. It's sat in the corner of my room now. I'm only going to do stock pictures of this in this video because it's sat there and I'm not going to shift it around now to start filming various bits of it. Oh yeah, one other thing I forgot. Another thing that I looked at the pictures of this monitor before I bought it, and it sort of made me think, oh, I'm not too sure about this, I'm not sure if it's the monitor for me, is that the connectors come out of the back horizontally. Every other monitor, I think, without fail, I've had, has your cabling going up the back like this, and then they just splay out and go upwards into the monitor. This has connectors coming out this way, which to me just seems crazy. So I thought, well, is that just going to, are they going to get in the way? Are they going to be, am I going to have less space at the back of the monitor because of that? Well, you don't, because the stand is bigger than those cables will ever be. So you're not giving up any kind of space by that. They're really easy to get to as a result. You can see what you're doing, you can easily see what you're connecting, and it's very, very simple compared to any other monitor that I've used to connect up. Sure, you've got the extra potential stress of a cable being that way and a cable coming down and pulling on the connector. That's the bad side of it, and that's what I was worried about. But once the cables are in place and they're hooked into the little clip that goes on the back of the stand, again, I'm not moving my monitor, so I don't care because they work fine. So this, I don't want this video to come across as me just justifying a purchase that I've bought, just something I've bought and now thinking, oh gosh, I need to justify it somehow. These are genuinely things where I've looked at reviews and thought, why is this monitor getting such a bad name? I've had an LG before. I'm going to give this a shot. If I really hate it, I can send it back. But it's fine. It's a really nice monitor. Beautiful, consistent backlight across the whole screen. Wonderful color. I mean, just the high DPI on the monitor, it just looks fantastic. Seriously, if you're not a Mac user and you're thinking about a new monitor and you're looking at this and being put off by negative reviews, don't be. I promise you, when you get this set up and you you know, if you can get over that, oh, this is a little bit plasticky for £1,500. It is a really nice monitor, and you'll be totally happy with it. I'm convinced of that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this first impressions video. I hope it wasn't too much talk, but I just thought I'd put it together quickly just while it's kind of fresh in my mind, and yeah, I just wanted to do it. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon. Bye.